What up, though? This is Kurt Steele, and welcome to the DSA Lions Roundtable Talk. It's your host, Kurt Steele. We're going to entertain you all for the next couple of hours with some good Lions talk, some news. We're going to go over the game. But before you do that, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Put your comments in. We're going to reply to your questions later on down the line. But for now, it is time to introduce the panel. So first up, everyone say hello. Start with my man, Jim Bordeaux of Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show, and we're gonna have an awesome talk tonight. We got great people in the panel, so it should be rocking tonight.
All right, my man Luke G, what's up?
Hey, salute people. It's another beautiful, and I do mean beautiful day. It's a Tuesday. My vibe is a little different when we get a win. So, hey, let's get this thing going.
All right. My man 313 J Mo, what's good, my dude?
Well, what's good, everybody? I just want to make sure everybody, you guys make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because we will be switching it around. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're gonna have a fun day today.
All right, and last but certainly not least, my man Big Mike from OMG It's Lions Talk. What's up, my man?
What's going on, Kurt? How you feel today?
Hey, I'm doing great, my man. It is time to get the show going. So we're going to start this thing off right. All right, the Lions fans had some mixed messages about Sunday's win. Which side are you guys on? Is it something to build on, or is it a big whoop? We won. When is Patricia getting fired? Luke G, you up first. What side are you on?
How did I know you was going me first? I don't know how I knew, but I knew that you. Okay, listen. Again, people, it's something to build off of. Yes, it is. It's absolutely something to build off of, because these types of wins are not necessarily always about the player as much as it is about the individual and that player's confidence getting built up. Now, to switch it to the other side of it, two things can be true. And so with that being said, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. It didn't do much for me because at the end of the day, he still got to go. The only way he can stay on his team, he has to win the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you right now that at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Jimmy Johnson, third year, at the 2 terrible years, won a Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil, at the 2 terrible years with the Rams, won a Super Bowl. I'm not taking the standard down one bit with this guy. He came in and took over a team that was 9-7. When those guys took over their teams, those teams had losing records. Okay? And at the end of the day, for me personally, he has to win a Super Bowl. So yes, I'm still on that when is he getting fired train. How long is it going to be? But just make sure you don't do it until the season over. I don't want to give them any room to F this up.
I feel you at all. I feel you, brother. All right, Big Mike, what you got? Which side are you on?
Man, I'm on. I mean, he gotta get fired. I mean, it's a big whoop. Because at the end of the day, at the best, we're gonna finish 7-9 or 8-8. We might try to backdoor our way into the playoffs, and if we do happen to make the playoffs, we're gonna lose. I'm just not a fan of the season right now, man. I just think we need to start preparing for the next regime, and yeah, man, and y'all know what that entails, and I'm not gonna say it because y'all don't like the word, but hey. It's this big whoop for me.
Big whoop. My man.
I mean, no. Hold on. Let's go back.
What's up?
You can say it, Mike, because what people don't realize is this.
Say it. You gotta say
it.
You
can say it because what the truth is this. It's time. It's time now. It's not his fault, but it's time. And to me, if I'm ahead, listen, I got so much stuff I got to talk about. It don't make no sense, but it's time.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of Matthew Stafford, right? I don't even believe that this season is his fault. I don't believe that the failures of the Lions are his fault. But I do believe that whoever comes in should have the autonomy and the freedom to completely do what they see fit with their painting canvas. If that
Right.
means move on from Stafford, then so be it. So if you won't say it, I'll say it. It's time for him to go. Let him be free. Let him go somewhere else and be successful because he's not going to get it done here. This team is not committed to him. And whoever comes in is really going to, unlike what Patricia put out there about Caldwell having all this work to do, whoever come in now have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Luke. I mean, I didn't want to start off the show, talking about, hey, look, man, but it is what it is, man. And the longer we BS around about it, the worse it's gonna be in the long run.
Yeah, we're gonna address number 9 here in a little bit. So, but I get you. I get you. Jim, what you got, man? Which side are you on?
Big whoop. I mean, I love a win. Believe me, I love a win. But if we had lost this game, Matt Patricia gets fired. I'm also hearing Bob Quinn would have got fired, and we would have been able to start over. Is one loss worth that? In my opinion, yes. But you know what? We got the win over a terrible team. Big whoop.
Yeah, I got you. J-Mo, what side you on, my man?
I mean, like, what's the question? Like,
okay, after the win on Sunday, you got some fans with some mixed feelings. Some fans are like, it's something to build on, and the other fans are like, big whoop, when is Patricia getting fired? So are you thinking it's something to build on, or is it a big whoop, when is he getting fired?
Oh no, it's definitely something to build on. I mean, I'm so sick of this, and I brought it up. Luke, you disagree with me a bit, but I'm telling you, whenever Patricia back against the wall, these players, they just play different. Like, one thing about this team is we all know when you see a bad Lions team, I mean, we've seen a lot of them, but when you see a bad Lions team, it's a point in the season where, like, we fold. You know what I'm saying? And we just give up and start losing. We saw that last year. I know Stafford was gone, but trust me, we folded and we could have won some of those games. Regardless of that, I feel like whenever we ready for this team to be folded and Patricia to be fired, that's when the team is like, no, this is a different team. We have different players here. So when I'm looking at the way that like I said, like much as y'all hate it, I told y'all know I want Patricia gone, but I don't think we're going to be as bad as y'all want us to be, regardless of that. So I think it's something to build on. This Atlanta game will show me. It's going to show me a lot. Because if that defense shows up from last week against this game, basically if Matt Patricia's not calling the defense, then we'll see. But no, it's definitely something to build on just because you got to win. So you can't get another win without getting the win at first. And we'll just see. We'll just see what the players do with the next game. But it is something to build on because we won the game.
Okay. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Ghost Gunner, Mr. Carl Campbell, Devin99 in the building, Piston Salt, Big Val, the first lady of the Detroit Lions on the prowl. What's going on? Hey, that's two. Hey, what's up, everyone? So my take is it's a kind of like my man Luke G said, it can be both. It can be something to build on, and it could be a big whoop because right now I'm in that show me phase. So you're going to have to show me something sustainable down the line for me to really think that it's something to build on. All right. So next up.
That's why I said the next game is going to show us a lot because we can say if we go out and let's beat Atlanta in the same fashion, they don't score a lot of points and all of this stuff. Of course, that's a pipe dream. But if it happened, then we'll be like, whoa, hold up now. Okay, is this the same team we looking at? That's what I'm talking. That's why I got to see this game.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. Because it's something that's got to be sustainable for people to really buy into it. Well, for some of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are gonna drink the Kool-Aid regardless.
It's that 4-man front, man. It got to be the 4-man front. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the biggest difference in the really defensively is we had a 4-man front and a 5-man front at times with an end and a 2-point with 4 down linemen. So,
Yeah. So get into that. So speaking of that, Big Mike, you got the next question. You up first. What surprised you the most in the Lions wins versus the Jaguars?
It had to be the consistency of the 4-man, 5-man line. You know, I've seen I've seen Patricia go with 3 down linemen on the goal line. Okay, with two people in the 2-point and 3 down linemen on what type of goal line defense is that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know none. But most people go into a 62 defense on the goal line. So yeah, man. But what I've seen consistently was a 4-man line and a 5-man line with the extra guy walk down in the 2-point, and that was stout. I mean, Jacksonville weren't the greatest team, but they got a decent running game and they shut it down. So you know, I just you know, and plus the players wanted to play for Patricia, so you know, I mean, it is what it is, man. I just think that his stubbornness of converting to that 4-man front cost us a lot. Like, that set this team back a lot. He was devoted to that 3-3-5. You know what I'm saying? And he cost us a lot of games with that 3-3-5. And now the bust out of it, and we on the road and we shutting people down. It's like, man, you ought to bust your head.
I feel you on that one, Mike. I feel you, brother. J-Mo, what was your biggest surprise on Sunday?
Much to the I definitely agree with everything OMG just said, because the defense definitely surprised me, because I went up and looked up the numbers. A lot of people went up and looked at the numbers. I know Jacksonville is trash, but you know, going into this game, why did we think they were trash? Because we thought their defense sucked. And that's true. like people, none of us thought that Jacksonville wasn't going to be able to score points. All of a sudden, they don't score points. Now they trash. We know their defense is trash. We know the team has 1 win, but they were the 10th ranked offense, and they had a very good rushing attack, and we allowed them 27 rushing yards. So to me, that's good. But I was paying attention to subtleties. What I'm paying attention to is, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Our offensive line is extremely well coached. And not just the starters. I'm talking about the guy who getting water, like Travis Fulgham would have been if he was on this team. But I'm talking about the guys getting water. They had that dude Nelson come in and he was holding it down. I'm not saying he was great. I'm not saying he was good, but we didn't know. I didn't know that it was non-starters out there for a while, because I was surprised we were losing offensive linemen, and I was surprised how we were just switching guys in and out, and we were still being productive with the run game. And a lot of the times we ran the ball a lot because Jaguars would do 2 deep high safeties, and we literally saw the Chiefs do the same thing. The Bills was running 2 deep high safeties, and the Chiefs ran the ball like we've never seen them before. And that's the same thing we did last week. Of course, Jacksonville, sometimes they definitely switched up coverages, but they were running 2 deep high safeties, and we ran the ball right at them. But to me, it's the fact that the O-line is – I'm starting to get real happy about this O-line. Yeah. Like, really, because, like, I saw starters went down. They came right back and was like, yo, we going to be all right. You know, so that's what I'm paying attention to.
Yeah, Hank Franklin does a good job, the offensive line coach with that group. Jim, what was your biggest surprise, my man?
My biggest surprise was the different kind of running plays they ran, giving Swift running plays instead of just stuff out of the backfield. I thought you got to see the potential in DeAndre Swift this week. And for me, it was the running game and how effective it was with the mixed match of offensive linemen, like J-Mo was saying. But the run game kind of surprised me this week, because I didn't think they were going to go to Swift. I really didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about that. We're talking about the different running plays, and not just dive plays where they actually ran some counter measures and some zone reads and actually worked. So that's a big surprise. Closing out, my man Luke G, what was your biggest surprise?
I had 2. I had 2 surprises. One was TJ Hockenson didn't really eat. This is supposed to be a team that had issue with tight ends, and the Lions said, F that. Hold my beer. We gonna run this ball. I was like, okay. I mean, they did target him 5 times, and he caught 2 of them. But I still was like, the tight end didn't go ham. I mean, what's going on? And the second thing is that I just can't believe I'm going to say this, people. I believe during the post game, I said, without me having the official stats, I'm 100% sure that we ran man the least amount of any game or any time since Patricia has been here. And what happens? Our good friend from ESPN, Michael Rothstein, puts out a very interesting piece that says that the Lions in week 6 ran man coverage 39.1% of the time. Right. That's the least amount of man defense the Lions has played in the game under Matt Patricia. Zone defense by the Lions, week 1, 17.9%. Week 2, 18.2%. Week 3, 44.4%. Week 4, 37%. And then week 6, 60.9%. They literally ran cover 2 and cover 3 a whole lot and a whole lot of zone. And it was so shocking because I'm like, I told y'all that Matt Patricia is not calling this defense. Ain't nobody, Tigers don't swap out stripes for spots to try to be leopards. They don't do that. There's somebody different calling this defense.
You notice that the 2 highest numbers you said were both wins, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was listen, J-Bo, get out of my head. Out of my head. This ain't your time. It's mine. Get out of my head. I was thinking the same thing. And so that was my biggest takeaway and biggest surprise so far.
Okay, I got you. Hey, I feel you on that one. Mine was the actual play of one cornerback that hadn't really showed me some flashes the last couple of years, but Amani Aurorier was my biggest surprise on Sunday. He was holding it down out there in the secondary, making tackles, breaking up passes. Amani Aurorier's play, he wasn't my player of the game, but his play surprised me. And I was like, okay, if he can play like that, then we'll talk about the other guy later. But Amani Aurorier held it down on Sunday. So he was my surprise. The way he played, covering DJ Chark down the field, he held it down. So that was my surprise of the game.
Can I piggyback off of that? Y'all know I'm probably like the highest on Amani, but I was terrified of DJ Chark, and that man didn't do nothing. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah,
because I think very highly of DJ Chark as a wide receiver. He's definitely their best wide receiver with DD out. He's their best wide receiver.
Yeah,
I just want to caution y'all a little. Okay, I just want to caution y'all a little. There was a lot of damn drop balls. Okay, now don't get me wrong. Amani, he played well. He did his thing. But there was a lot just to show you how many drop balls. just to show you how many drop balls. Think about this. The collective group of receivers were targeted 44 times. Only 25 were completed. Right? DJ Chark had 14 targets. He only caught 7 of them.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Hey, man, we had like 5 drops too. So.
Listen. I'm not knocking us and saying that we didn't. I'm just saying I'm going to be cautious about what I saw. Like, to me, y'all can kill me on this if y'all want to. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Hot take: Jeff Okudah is a safety.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think so.
Yeah, that's
Jeff Okudah is a safety.
I like that.
He's a safety. And listen, I'm being honest with you. He can't run with people. He can't run with people, but his awareness is there. I'm just
kill him every time.
Dude, listen, the inside routes. You ever see him on the inside route? How far he be trailing? Man, he's a safety, bro. I promise you, the next head coach who come in here gonna look and be like, yeah, you going to safety, dog. First of all,
I don't know about that.
Listen, he's a very good tackler. Unlike Deron Hartman. Wait, oh my God, what's why I dropped this video? Unlike Deron Hartman, okay, he's a very good tackler. And on top of him being a very good tackler, this guy has the awareness, but the lack in topping and speed is not there. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. He's not there. If he was on Seattle, he would be a safety. If he was on Kansas City, I'm almost sure that they would probably be like, let's try him out at safety. Like there are certain teams who would look at him and say he's a safety.
Yeah,
just saying.
I feel. Now I will say this on one pass that, and I probably got caught up in the wind on Harmon's interception. If that ball was thrown to the outside, to the outside, and had some zip on it, Shark would have been gone. Look at the film. That on the Harmon interception, the ball was thrown toward the sideline and not toward the middle of the field. Harmon, there's no way Harmon would have intercepted that ball because Shark was gone. He had a Warrior beat. He had steps.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was a bunch of plays like that. There was the difference between a Warrior and Okuda. Like there was this one play where the ball went in there, and I swear I thought the receiver caught it. A Warrior never stopped fighting through to get it out, and I'm like, yo, you can't beat your ass for anything better than that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying the realities.
All right, I'm moving on. All right. Jim, you up first this time. Who was your player of the game on Sunday and why?
God, this is so easy. And I said it the last time. It's DeAndre Swift, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hasn't been done by a rookie since Barry Sanders. So, I mean, since 1989, folks, think about that. And I hope they continue to use him. I really do. I hope they continue to run him and see what he has, man, you know, because I thought he showed up and showed out. So that's my guy.
Yeah, okay. J-Mo, who was your player of the game and why?
I was gonna say Imani, but I want to say something about Swift. I think I told you this guys like last week. I don't know, like I didn't say he's as good, but I don't see a difference between the NFL is just changing a little bit. I don't see a difference between him and all of these other dual threat running backs that are a problem. What's the difference? They might be a little better because they've been in the elite NFL longer, but Swift is special. But I'm gonna go with Imani, man. Minshew was throwing a few ducks out there. But if he don't make plays, the game gets a lot interesting, especially that fourth down on the goal line play, even though nobody was really open on that. But I'm gonna go with Imani. He was lights out, man.
Lights out. Big Mike, what you got?
I'm gonna go with our O-line, man. I can't just pick out one because they all played. That unit, man. I'm gonna just say this. If Patricia do get fired mid-season, Hank Fraley need to be the interim coach. Like he for real. Like not Bevel, but Hank Fraley need to be the interim coach because
from the O-line to the head coach. Gotcha.
Yeah, because he
started from the bottom. Now we here.
Hey, for real. Because that O-line, man, was just playing like they was Cowboy-esque. O-line, like they was just running it, and man, they controlled the game, man. So I gotta give it to the O-line.
The O-line, okay. I feel you on that. Luke, who you at? Who's your player of the game and why?
Okay, you said player, so I'm gonna stay to the rules. Player of the game: Ode Abuchi, Frank Ragnar, Jonah Jackson, Taylor Decker, Big V, whoever the other guy was grabbing water off the bench, that lineman.
No,
that entire offensive line.
Tyrell Crosby too.
Tyrell Crosby, all of them, whoever it was, are my players of the game. I was so impressed with our offensive line, and I was so happy to see our offensive line perform again, especially knowing that it was supposed to be a game where you don't want to do it. And for the most part, Stafford had clean pockets. When they even got pressure, a few times they got pressure, it was like the play was still happening. It was like a long time. And I was like, yo, I don't think I ever seen this ever happen in Stafford's career where he just like, you mean to tell me I can stand here for a minute? I'm the one who get to like cut the grass, watch the game, make the meal and go to sleep. That's me.
Yeah,
that whole offensive line to me deserves so much respect. It's ridiculous.
Yep, I agree with that too.
I appreciate it. Yeah. For me, you know what? I'm gonna go to the other line, And the reason being is that Jacksonville had a stout running game coming in, and that defensive line, that defensive front seven shut it down. They really did. I mean, he had 27, 29 yards on the day, where they were one of the top running teams in the league. He was a breakout star. Everyone knew who this guy was. Robinson was the man. You know, he was going to be on the Wheaties box with the leading rusher for the season for the rookies and undrafted free agents, and the front seven just shut him down. That defensive line came to play, and those are my guys for the player of the game.
Well, when the players of the game is the trenches, that's why you win the game. Hey, let's keep that same energy next week. Keep that same energy, D-line specifically. Keep that same energy, y'all.
Call 4-man fronts, please.
Yes, that was definitely a good. I love seeing 4-man fronts. So playing that, I was happy to see that. All right, we're gonna move on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, Devin99, what's up? What's good, my man? You can call me Funk. What's good, brother? Hey, it's all good. The great one, Mike. How you doing? So next up, we're gonna turn to the man of the hour, and I got to go to my man Luke because I know he's gonna give me the fire on this one. Is Matt Patricia's seat still hot? Why?
Does shit stink? like I don't understand. Like seriously, like this dude is literally day to day. His seat is more hot than a dude who cheated on his girl and she trying to figure out if she got a venereal disease or not. Like his seat is big time terrible. He's not even on the couch. He down there like you know how they be like, oh, he's in the doghouse. He's literally in the doghouse. Like there is no like he can lose this week and still be fired. Like every week his seat is hot. We shouldn't even be asking this question no more. It should be simply put to how long is he gonna do this? Every week his seat hot, his feet hot, his neck hot, that roll on the side of his stomach hot. It's a wrap. He cannot under no circumstance miss a game. He has to win everything, win completely out. And if he don't do that, forget the seat being hot, forget all that. They gonna leave him in the state that he lost in. It's not a game.
I feel you, brother.
Yeah, he done for. You want to know why? Because he sucks. Simple answer. He sucks. I said it after the first season.
I feel you, brother. Jay Mizzle, what's he got, brother?
Man, look, man, Matt Patricia was born on a volcano. Like, what we talking about? Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Matt Patricia is going to be fired until if he loses a game, he's still over 500. Like, that's the way I think. He got to be in a position where, because he can't be like 3-3 and then lose. Oh, he's gone. Because I firmly believe if he loses this week, he's gone. And that's why the team is like unusual because whenever his job's on the line, they want to win games. That's why I'm like, if they win this week, I swear. But I firmly believe it's possible. I don't think he has to be a couple games over 500 before. Otherwise, I'm with Luke. Like, if he loses any game, and see, I love Sheila because we be giving her credit, but people are like, she ain't about that life, bro. Sheila is gonna fire this man. I'm telling you, if this man don't win the next 3 games, this man ain't gonna be here. So when I'm looking at it like that, yes, the seat is hot. He has to beat Atlanta, and he has to beat the Colts, and he has to beat Minnesota because if he wins those 3 games, if he lost another game, he'll be above 500 still. But they got to win these next 3 games. That's why J-Ron curses on Twitter talking about 6-3 because he know y'all. He like, yeah, we need to be 6-3 because coach in trouble. So yeah, he's still on the hot seat, man. This was a step in the right direction. But if you lose Sunday, he's still fired. So
listen. If he lose Sunday, what the record is? 2 and what?
2 and 4.
2 and 4.
All right, 2 and 4. What are the chances of them going on the run and finishing 12 and 4?
Very slim to none.
What about 11 to 5? What about 11 to 5?
Nope.
What about 10 and 6?
Nope.
So
getting to the maybes.
listen. So now as we getting close to the maybes, it's 9 and 7 good enough to get you in the playoffs with the 7th team? Yes. But if you're getting there by default because they added a 7th team, you're still getting fired. She's looking at the number game. She's saying, okay, my family gave you a mandate. We're going to honor that mandate to show you good faith. But the moment that mandate is no longer in play, you out of here.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Old Timer Dave in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, Old Timer Dave?
OMG, what you got?
Yeah, he on the hot seat.
Okay.
Yeah, he on the hot seat, and basically one side, that one butt cheek is not as hot as the other, so he leaning on that one cheek. Like he got all his weight on his left side because his right side was on fire, and the left side is not as hot, so he able to do that. But yeah, man, he gonna be on that. He's on the hot seat because you had like nine wins, you know what I'm saying, and in 2 seasons. So you gonna be on the hot seat until the end of the season. Like you're not gonna be given anything. I don't care if you win 2-3 games in a row. You still went like 10 and like 26-1 or something like. So you on the hot seat, bro. There's nothing that's gonna get you off of that hot seat besides you getting to the playoffs and you winning the game. Okay. So that's how I feel.
This unrelated, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I said this unrelated, but does anybody think if Sheila was here when he was hired, he'd still be here right now?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Okay, that's random, but all right.
But I purposely left my man Jim because he had an interesting take when we talked earlier. So Jim, what you got?
I forgot my interesting take from earlier. But what I was gonna say is that Matt Patricia's ass, both of his cheeks have 3rd-degree burns because his seat is so hot. Okay. I am not kidding you at all. But I think they should put this mandate out every week because the Lions seem to show up every time. It seems like he's going to get fired. These guys show up and show out. So I would put a mandate on him every week. The thing I got to say about this though is he still has 14 games to win in a row to break even in his stay in Detroit. Just think about that. Yeah. It's just not acceptable.
That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've been here before as fans. Yeah. We've been here as fans before. I remember, like I said, the only time in my history as a fan of the Detroit Lions that I ever rooted for us to lose every game was when we had Matt Miller. And I said, y'all ain't embarrassed enough. Y'all got to be so embarrassed that y'all look stupid to repeat and keep them. Like, that's the only time I ever rooted for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a time. That was definitely a dark time in the team. All right, we're going to move on. J-Mo, this question is specifically for you. So you ready, my man? This is your question.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what the question is. Let's go.
All right. Kenny Golladay, 4 catches, 105 yards. Did he prove his worth on Sunday? And will he get paid?
Okay, so I think he proved his worth on Sunday and the 2 weeks before, considering the circumstances. And will he get paid? I'll put it like this: we lose Sunday. I'm 100% sure. The new GM is like, yeah, I'm paying Kenny Golladay. But until then, I don't know. Because Bob Quinn doesn't pay wide receivers, and at this point, I'm really like, I don't want to put this man on a franchise tag, and now we pay him $31 million. Like, the wide receiver franchise tag is a whole different thing. Like, you paying them 30 at least. So I don't even know what the price would be, but I'm not about to pay him $30 million over one season when I can do some other thing. But no, to me, he's definitely earned it. You see, the team is just different. Even when he's not making catches, he's getting pass interference calls. Like I said, the DBs was acting like they was trying to do the salsa and the cha-cha with this man because they wouldn't let this man go. I don't know if I've ever seen that since Calvin, to where a safety was literally hugging Kenny and wasn't letting him complete his route. And he's like, what did I do? I'm like, bro, you didn't let him run his route. It's almost like I don't know how to stop him. And I'm supposed to, hug him and keep him from completing the route. And it's just like hilarious. Another hot take, Calvin Johnson and Kenny Golladay, it's only about 12 yards that separates the amount of production they've had. Of course, Calvin didn't start off with Stafford, but to me, it's not this game. It's the first 3. And it's not even the stats, it's the coverages. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when he out there, if you're not double teaming him, good luck, because Jaguars found that out the hard way. And then once you do double teaming them, that opens up everything else. Now it's nobody get the box. DeAndre Swift can kill you. Other players can kill you. He changes up everything. Like, I wouldn't say that the Saints need Michael Thomas to win, but when they got Michael Thomas, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. Like they just become a whole different team, and I think that's what he does for us.
Yeah, Jim, what you got?
I think he earned it. Is he going to get it? That's the thing. I think he's earned it. I totally believe he's earned his payday. But will he get it with this team? And it depends on who the regime's going to be. I really do. But if we let him slip to free agency, I think it's over. I think he goes somewhere else.
I feel you on that one. Big Mike, what you got?
I just want to start off by saying, if he stay here, he got to get $20 million. Like, I know a lot of people like, I know, see what? Look, man, like the thing people don't understand about Kenny Galladay is that he's the number one receiver. Like, everybody can agree that he's the number one receiver. But the thing is if you are staying in Detroit and you finna miss out on success, if you finna miss out on endorsement opportunities, if you finna miss out and get snubbed on Pro Bowl ballots like he did this year, then I mean, the ticket gonna get ran up. So Detroit is up to us whether we want to pay it or not. Because I'm not finna take what I would make on the mainstream market type of team in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That's what Ndamukong Suh did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna take what a normal team would give me if I'm gonna be stuck in Detroit where don't nobody give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Where we not marketed, we not on the mainstream, don't nobody care. And so that's why people don't understand. That's why people run the ticket up on us, because if you're gonna get stuck in a like just no man's land, you're gonna get paid. So you know what I'm saying? So Kenny G need to get paid. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we
need to get him
paid him. We should have paid him early, because now the contract, like once Keenan Allen got paid like $17 million, I'm like, bro, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And he would have got paid 14, 15 at the beginning of the offseason, but they didn't want to do it. But $20 million, I don't know. I don't you tripping.
I mean, it is. I am tripping, but you gotta think, to stay in Detroit where you're not gonna be a contender, you're gonna miss out on endorsements, you're gonna miss Pro Bowl ballots, you're not gonna get them extra incentives in your contract. You're gonna have to pay me more. Period.
Now,
I'm not gonna miss out on that money I had to take it off my plate just for to be at the bottom.
Now, Kenny Galladay did say on Instagram on Sunday, he did have a cryptic message. He said, you know, that's gonna cost you. He said that performance is gonna cost you. He said it. He said it himself. He said it's gonna cost you. So I'm just saying, Luke, what you got, man?
Listen, okay. I think one, Kenny G is right. That it is gonna cost, but you can't pay him. You just can't. And I'm gonna tell you why. Receivers come a dime a dozen. Now, this is a person who didn't want to pay Calvin Johnson. I thought that we should have traded Calvin Johnson in this last year, maximize profits, assets, and everything. I mean, could you imagine what we would have got for Calvin Johnson? I mean, hell, look what they got for Odell Beckham Jr. We would have got way more than that. Right? You could have literally, with one trade of Calvin Johnson, you could have literally built up your entire defense with 4 players and 2 players on offense. That's how confident I am. But the biggest reason why you can't pay him is because of this. Since 2009, the Pittsburgh Steelers have selected not one receiver in the first round. Since 2009, they still managed to draft Antonio Brown, 5th rounder, Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Receivers come a dime a dozen. Receivers come out every freaking year. You can find a good receiver every draft, and I'm telling you, it's not just one or two. They come out. In fact, receiver is probably the most flooded position in all of football. You do not have to pay receivers. You just don't. All the teams who do, that they bid is more power to them. But then they cap space get all ate up and messed up in the receiver. Don't believe me? Look at the Lions under the Calvin Johnson. Y'all wonder why the Lions was happy when Calvin retired? They're like, I ain't got to pay that contract no more. Like, seriously. So to me, I'm not looking at this idea of saying that we got to pay this one guy. We've done that. We've done that. We've paid the one guy. It didn't get us nowhere. Now, is Kenny Galladay better than Calvin Johnson? No. However, we had a Calvin Johnson. He's a Hall of Fame receiver. And I'm telling you that didn't even get us over the hump for a playoff win. So why are we finna start paying them now? Receiving is a collective group. The better your group is, the better you're going to be off. Okay? And as far as I'm concerned, I'm saving my money for defense. Here goes some fun facts for y'all, people. Here goes some fun facts for y'all. Y'all realize that the Detroit Lions since 2013 have never had a top 10 defense in terms of cap space spending, meaning that they spent money to build a defense. They've never been top 10 in that area. Like, just flat out. They've never spent that money. We have, however, spent more money on receiver groups than we have our defense. I'm saying here today that we got to change that policy. We got to change that approach. And to me, as much as I love Kenny Galladay, he should have been signed way before we got to this point. But nope. Per usual, we wait to the last minute, and now the price tag is going up when we could have had him on chill mode. In my opinion, you don't need to pay him. I mean, you just don't. Kenny Galladay himself wasn't even a first-round draft pick. And look what you got. Quentin Cephas. Everybody was all hyped up on the Quentin Cephas train. He wasn't the first-round draft pick. I'm just putting this stuff out there. So just keep in mind, people, do not waste all your assets on that position.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. What is that? Crimson Shadow 94. What's going on? What's good? Hey, Mike G.
Hey. That's right, Crimson Shadow.
Hey, everybody, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, like the video, please. We appreciate you checking out the content for the DSA right here at the Die Hard Den YouTube channel. So let's get it going. Now, here's my little take. I'll give it quick. Luke G, you have a point there. He wasn't the first round. He wasn't a high round draft pick. So, but I still think he's a key cog to this wheel. But, true to your point, receivers do come a dime a dozen because of the way the college football game is played. It is a spread, pass happy type of game. So you're going to have some good receivers coming out every year in the draft. All right. So this one's a personal one for me.
Could I respond to this question in the chat? My bad. Crimson Shadow says, he says, I mean, we say wide receivers are a dime a dozen, but so are running backs. And how long did it take for us to get a running back here? It's one thing for us to not get to get a running back here versus us just selecting running backs for dumb reasons. They drafted a bunch of good running backs. Let's not act like the Lions ain't did good in that department. Jarvis Best wasn't no slouch. He got hurt. Mikael LaShore wasn't no slouch. He got hurt. Kevin Jones wasn't no slouch. He got hurt. So the running backs are not the same. If you go through and you look at any position, the most flooded positions are receivers and cornerbacks. And cornerbacks is a position that's hard to learn. But receivers are always coming out every freaking year. If you go and look at right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yeah, they got Mike Evans, but their receiver that be killing them is who? Goodwin from Penn State, not a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Okay. You go and look at the New England Patriots. All those Super Bowls they won. The one time they had a superstar receiver and freaking Randy Moss, they lit everybody on fire and lost the Super Bowl. When they had a bunch of nobodies like Wes Walkers, people that's not first round picks, they had Danny Amendolas, Julian Edelman, not first round picks. These teams succeeded. They go out and find some. They finally select the receiver.
Yeah, but it's no. I agree with Crimson though. It's no guarantee. Once you lose something, we'll think we'll be able to replace it. Now I know you wasn't on this train, but the Lions fans, when we got rid of Sue, and they were like, "Man, we don't need him." I'm like, "What?"
No, that's a generational talent. You don't do that.
I'm just saying, like right though. We you brought up LaShore, even Kerryon, all those running backs, but at the end of the day, all those running backs failed. And DeAndre Swift, we'll see how he pans out, but I don't think he's going to fail, and he probably be the first running back that we got. Only one that didn't fail is Reggie Bush, but he was old. And I do think running backs are dime a dozen. Like it's running back. Every
but we didn't draft Reggie Bush though. Like I'm talking about who we drafted. We didn't draft him though. When we drafted Amir Abdullah, if you was following when they drafted Amir Abdullah, I was like, why would you draft a dude who got a history of fumbles? I couldn't wrap my head around that. If you're a running back, you got one job. Hold on to the damn ball. Like who drafted a guy? That's like drafting a receiver with the highest drop.
The coach just drafted Jonathan Taylor. And he had a history of fumbles. Amir Abdullah just wasn't good enough.
But where did the coach draft Jonathan Taylor? Where did they draft him?
In the second round.
Right, not the first.
Right? Amir Abdullah got taken in the second round too.
Right, but what I'm pointing out to you is this. There was a number of running backs that I wanted outside of Amir Abdullah. We didn't get none of them because it was some other personal issues and stuff. I wanted some people different than Amir Abdullah. We didn't get that opportunity. I'm pointing out to you that we could talk about the running back position. The Lions have drafted good running backs. Injuries have snuffed them out because we have poor offensive line play. But the truth is, receivers do every year come out and they ball. And we don't know who they are, where they come from. They just ball. They just do.
I think it's the same with running backs. That's the most easiest position to transition to. Look at Swift and Edwards-Helaire. I mean, like, I think it's the same.
Edwards-Helaire and Swift in their situations are totally different. And I'm going to tell you why. If you look at running backs is not so much as is it easier than say receiver? No. To me, receivers really do come out every year. Like I swear. Every year.
Like the running
I don't understand. So do running backs though. I don't get it.
No, dude. Who was the rookie running back last year who just jumped out of nowhere? Who was that guy last year?
I would have to go look at the running backs, but I don't know about I remember
go and look at it.
When Kareem Hunt came out, he led the league in rushing. Nick Chubb rookie season, he was a monster. Like it's always good running back. And like this year, we have two rookies. One of them ours, thank God. Already doing well. Jonathan Taylor is doing well. But
listen,
it's running backs every season. What's the running back from the Colts?
It's not.
When Marlon Mack came out his rookie season, he was great. So what you talking? It is running backs every season. What you talking about?
No, it's not. It isn't.
Josh Jacobs. I'm naming you people, and you telling me like it's not. What you mean? I'm naming you running backs.
Listen, what you're doing is you're trying to equate fruit to vegetable. I ain't talking vegetables. I'm talking fruit. Keep it sweet. Here's what I'm trying to point out to you. If you go through and you look at it every year. These when I'm talking about coming out, I'm not talking about guys ticking in the second round. I'm talking about that these people are picking them up late rounds and they're coming out balling. That's not happening at the running back position like that. At the receiver position, it's happening. Man, if you don't stop this noise,
Kareem Hunt and Kamara first round picks?
No, hold on, watch this. What round was Antonio Brown drafted in?
Round 6.
Okay. Give me the running back equivalent to an Antonio Brown.
Running back equivalent to a
Hall of Fame. Antonio Brown.
I don't know. A Hall of Fame.
You don't know because it don't happen. That's why it don't happen.
Just because a running back wasn't selected in round 6. Like last year, a lot of good running backs came out. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay.
Every year is running backs. Like this year is running backs that are great this season. That are
who are all projected as first round talent. What do you? Jonathan Taylor was said to be a first round talent. Jacobs was said to be a first round talent.
The receivers that's projected as first round talent don't pan out. Like what are we talking about?
That's not what we're talking about. You're trying to change the subject. I'm pointing to you.
I'm not changing the subject. My subject is running backs are a dime a dozen, just like receivers are.
They're not.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
All right, fellas. All right, we got to move on.
Yeah, Jackson running back is undrafted, man. That man undrafted got the most scrimmage yards in NFL history.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. This topic right here is kind of irritated me last year, and they're trying to do it again. All right, so what do you think of Hank Fraley going back to rotating the offensive guards this season? OMG, I'm gonna let you have this one first.
No. That was like one of the dumbest things last year when they did that, man. When they was rotating Kenny Wiggins and Joe Dahl, I could not stand that. No.
They did it on Sunday. Not just
I mean,
the injury.
they did it. I mean, they did it on Sunday because of the the war of attrition. So they had to. But it's not. I wouldn't go with that moving forward because your offensive line, when you are old lineman, you got to be synced together and move as a unit. And you just it's just different. It's just a different chemistry with the O line, and you just got to have that one O lineman. That one O line unit and move. I mean, if people get hurt, then you got to sub people in, but you got to keep that O line the same, man. They got to be a unit. They got to trust each other and move as one.
Now, I hear you with the word attrition, but that was you got Crosby and Big V had to go out, but some of those offensive guards, they were just rotating them in. I seen Jackson play for a while, and Dahl came in, and then you had Obushi come in. So some of it was attrition, some of it was just rotation. So I did see that on Sunday. Jim, what you got on the offensive guards rotating again?
I don't think they were, to be quite honest. I think a lot of this is injury. I think a lot of this is injury. I think a lot of it's the dehydration issue. When you had players going in and out, it was a lot of times they had to get an IV and they had to get water on the sideline. For some reason, we didn't prepare for the heat at all. So that doesn't. And reason we're playing Big V at guard is because of the foot injury. He just doesn't have the mobility to play tackle. And I think that's what was going on there, why they moved him into guard and moved Jonah Jackson to the other side. I think this is more injuries and the dehydration issue than it is rotation.
So. What you got, Luke?
No, I mean, he hit the nail on the head. They wasn't rotating because this is what we were doing. They were rotating because they were dehydrated players. There was injuries and people who were dehydrated. So to keep people fresh and from passing out and not having a stroke, they was rotating them in and out. This is not. I mean, listen. This is not like it's not like they've been doing this a lot this season. This rotating an offensive line. The offensive line has been a mainstay for the most part, unless somebody got hurt. So I don't think it really is an issue or anything for me to concern myself with. I don't think he's rotating people in and out at all.
You don't think? Okay. I mean, we all have our opinion. I saw what I saw. I saw what I saw. I mean, I get what you're saying. All right.
But you saw what you saw because people was dehydrated and hurt. It's a difference if
I was talking on the other side of the line. I get the right side of the line.
Right, because Joe Dahl definitely subbed in. And he didn't start the game.
Yeah. Joe Dahl subbed in on
but he's coming off an injury as well. He just came off IR.
But he subbed in for Jonah Jackson, who was healthy. Jonah Jackson wasn't never dehydrated, so there was some rotation in the game.
We don't know that he wasn't dehydrated. I don't know about that.
Jim, I don't know about that. Like my man Jonah, put it like this, Jim and Luke. When we get our full O line, they'll keep rotating, and they will. Because that's what they do.
We'll have to see that though, because
I mean, just like Kurt said, Jonah was not dehydrated. There were no reports of that at all, and he just got subbed out. That's what happened.
It's weird.
I mean, I saw that. I watched it.
They've been doing this rotation since Patricia's been here. Like, I don't think this is anything new.
Not since that Cardinal game. That Cardinal game, it ceased. It was not a rotation like that. You had people who got hurt, and then you started seeing it. But the first games when he first, obviously Patricia had his hand in the cookie jar, probably one too many times. But that's what happened. Like he wasn't rotating them out. He wasn't rotating them in and out like that, like per usual. When you go back to the Cardinal game, I watched every offensive snap. For the most part, the offensive line stayed the same unless they had like longer drives and they had to rotate somebody out for a breather or something like that. But for the most part, it was the same offensive line. Now, to me, if you rotate them, that means that every time we got a first, there's a new lineup. That's what he was doing to the defense with his 121 personnel that he was coming up with. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I feel you on that one, but hey. All right. So we didn't beat the so J-Mo, what do you have on that? Because you saw what I saw.
No, definitely they were using the rotation. I hate it. I've never liked the guard rotation ever for any team. To me, if you're the starter, should play. Just like every other position in any other sport. There's no reason to replace any starters unless it's like basketball or something. But there's no reason to replace any starters at all. Like they should be playing. I don't like rotating people. If it's by necessity, cool. But other than that, I've never been a fan of the rotation because I really don't. What you rotating for? If your guard is good enough, why is he coming out the game? And that's always been my main thing with that. But like I said, man, our offensive line is it's extremely well coached. I mean, so it is what it is.
It is. It hasn't been a problem in the last couple of games, but I don't want them to go back to that as a main practice. I just didn't like it last season at all. All right, and we're gonna move on. This one is a good one. Now, Luke G, I'm gonna tell you this question is exactly for you. This is your question right here, brother, because I know this one gonna charge you high right quick. All right, Jared Davis had the highest and an elite PFF score on Sunday at a 95.2. Would that earn him more playing time or make him trade bait?
Okay, let me just offer this disclaimer. I care zero, nada, nothing about Pro Football Focus. They grade. I don't need they grade to tell me what my eyes see in film. I didn't need that. So to me, their grade is a joke. Their grade is a joke, and I can care less about their grade. The fact is this. When I watched Jared Davis, I showed you from film. In film, what makes Jared Davis elite? I flat out said, I'm like, yes, y'all say what y'all want. He's an elite linebacker. No, he's not. I didn't say Hall of Famer. I said elite. It's a difference. He's out. This guy is still performing out of position, out of a scheme that he was never even meant to be in. Like this guy is still performing. So when I hear that they gave him a good draft grade, I mean a good grade for the game, I can care less. Forget Pro Football Focus. I'll tell you what the film tells me. The film tells me that he's been doing this. His snaps got cut, and for some strange reason, after his snaps got cut, they decided, oops, we don't want to do it. But you know who else is out there balling, and he's doing it in limited snaps? John Pennicini, Reggie Ragland. But we insist on keep on trotting out Christian Jones. You know who hasn't always played hard? Jamie Collins. Here go a fun fact for you. Y'all gonna love this fun fact. Jamie Collins is our second leading tackler on the team, right? 29 total tackles. He's the second leading tackler. Jeff Okudah's number 2 with 23 solo. If you went by solo tackles, Tracy Walker is our leading tackler altogether in solos and total tackles. So in solos, he got 28. He got 35 in total. So that's 7 assists. You go to Jeff Okudah, 23 total tackles, 3 assists, which is why I think he's a damn safety. But hey, that's another conversation for another day. Wait till I get down on it. Then we go down to Jamie Collins, which I'm trying to figure out how does Jamie Collins has this many snaps, and everybody's still close to his numbers, including who? One freaking Jared Davis. So no, I'm not surprised by this, and the fact that Pro Football Focus is doing this. This is what they do. They try to find some little increment to hang something on, so they can say, "Look, we're legit. We're doing something that nobody else is doing." No, you're not. You're not. Your system is dumb. Your grading system is stupid. Okay, and at the end of the day, Jared Davis Pro Football Focus grade means about as much to me as pee in salt water. I can care less.
Now, I will tell you this: he earned that elite score on only 11 snaps. He was the highest rated for the team. He had 11 snaps, and he's off the chart in those 11 snaps.
And we having these conversations. It's amazing.
Go over to lionswire.com. My man Eric Slitt over there wrote a good article. He broke down all 11 snaps for Jared Davis on Sunday, and it was relentless. It's a good breakdown. So go over there and check out my man Eric Schlitt. He's a friend of the Die Hard Den podcast. So go check him out in that article. J-Mo, what you got on that one? Oh yeah, hold on, Luke G. I got. Will it earn him more playing time, or will it make him trade bait?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Quinn stay, it's gonna earn him trade bait. If he's going, he should get more playing time. I don't know how he's not getting more playing time. Like I've shown everything. I've shown players comparisons and tackles and everything. I've shown film. I don't know what else I can show you to say that he should be getting in there and he should be having more plays. And I mean, you talking about a guy through the first 4 games and the highest linebacker tackler only had 5 more tackles than him. That's it. Mm-hmm. But the guy had well over 77 more snaps. I don't understand this. Like it's a difference. It's a difference when you see him. So to me, he should get more playing time. I've said it before, but the reality is he will not. And unless they allow for this guy to keep doing what he's doing, and Corey Underland and call a defense. And I think you'll see more of him.
Okay. I got you. So we'll go to Jim. Jim, will his performance on Sunday earn him more playing time or make him trade bait?
I think it's going to earn him more playing time. And the whole trade bait thing, I've got a take on that you might find interesting. I think we may be buyers at the trade deadline, not sellers. Depending on what happens in these next few games, these guys' jobs are on the line. If they get more talent, they can get somebody else in here and give away a draft pick they may never even get to use. If they're allowed to, I think they will. I think they'll be buyers, not sellers.
Okay. J-Mo, what you got, man? He step out? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, listen, he gave, first of all, let's first acknowledge that great point he made. Okay. Yeah. That's undebatable. You can't argue that point. So shout out to him for that point that he made. It just is what it is. But the truth is this, J-Mo, and I'm gonna respond to you because you gave such an eloquent statement. The truth is, J-Mo, is we better put some respect on Jerry Davis' name.
Y'all don't read the private chat? Like, oh my goodness. Anyway, no, I'm with Luke.
I'm sorry.
Put some respect on Jared Davis' name. And
see what I tell you.
This is the thing. This is the thing about Jared Davis that pisses me off with Lions fans. It's like he had one down year, and Lions fans are just acting like that's who he is. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand it. So his bad year last year. Let's see, he had a knee injury, he had an ankle injury, and he only played 11 games. That's what we going off of. We gonna ignore his rookie season where he was our best linebacker. I mean, it wasn't that hard to live up to that because they were that bad. And he was a solid rookie. He had damn near 100 tackles as a freaking rookie. The next year, 6 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, 10 tackles for loss. Like, how's this guy a bad player? But the next year, he doesn't have a good season. I mean, he was terrible. But he's playing out of position. And it's pissing me off because him and Jelani Tavai, I got people on Twitter now talking about, like, why is Jelani Tavai just regress? Because he's been playing out of position. Like, all of a sudden, we don't know how to use him. And it's pissing me off. We got Jelani Tavai rushing the passer like he's prime Khalil Mack. And then we got
I like that.
Yes, good point, brother. I like that.
And then we got Jared Davis not even on the field. We got Jelani Tavai guarding Gardner Minshew in space.
Wait, J-Mo, go further. We dropping Trey Flowers in coverage and making Christian Jones a quarterback spy linebacker. What is going on?
Bro, it's horrible. It's horrible right now. And I'm gonna tell all Lions fans something. Y'all complain about TJ Watt and stuff. Let me tell you something right now. We had TJ Watt, Jared Davis would clearly be the better football player playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he would be a monster. TJ Watt, he'd be over here, he'd get some sacks, but he wouldn't be that guy. And that's because my point is the Steelers know how to use their players.
Plus,
Jared Davis.
Plus he's 3-4. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker. We were playing 4-3 at that time, And so you bring him
I'm
in.
just saying, regardless, Jared Davis would be better because he'd be in a better situation. If the Lions gonna trade him, I hope not, because to me, good linebackers are hard to find, apparently. And I just think he's used out of position. To me, he's a 4-3 weak side, sometimes in the middle linebacker. That's what he is. And Jelani Tavai is a run stuffing linebacker. He's not a pass rusher. But our defense, they don't know how to use these guys. But I don't care about PFF, but nothing is surprising me. I'm just happy for Jared Davis because he's proven himself to the league. So once we botch this, somebody gonna be like, "No, you a good football player, man." I'm serious, Jim. I wouldn't get rid of this guy. Why?
Once you botched this was what I laughed at.
Listen,
man, I'm telling you, Jared Davis is a good football player. He just needs to be used correctly.
I love this comment. I love this comment from Crimson Shadow, right? He says, Davis is great for pressure, blitzes, and run stuffing. He just doesn't cover. And you know what my response to that is? Jerry Davis, if the only thing you got to teach him is how to cover better, quote unquote, cover better, that's even more proof that he's a damn good linebacker. Because what you're saying to me is that's like a person dropping one egg, it cracked, and they throw the whole damn carton of eggs away. Like, yo, that one egg, that's a bad egg. We got to get rid of the bunch. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Or that's like you having the perfect woman, but because she farts every morning she wake up, you angry, and now you like, oh, she gotta go. But she was there for you through all the hard times. It doesn't make sense. You don't get rid of players. You get rid of players who need more work. And Jared Davis does not need a lot of work.
At the end of the day, it's football. Like, isn't football like one of the main sports in sports history where it's about using players at what they're good at? Like, Ray Lewis, a coverage linebacker now? Like, so
right.
My point, like, it's some of the best linebackers in the league aren't coverage linebackers. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. And nobody is going to be like, oh, he got murdered in coverage. He's a terrible player. No, we know that's not what he does. And if you're telling me he's not in coverage, don't put him there. I don't know why Lions fans, you can work around your talents and your strengths, right? We watched Bill Belichick win championships with this plenty years.
Listen, J-Mo, I'm finna do you one better. Do you remember earlier in the offseason when Lions fans kept saying, all I want is Anthony Barr? Remember they kept saying that? Man, we got to get Anthony Barr. Without me even seeing the stats or data, I bet you he a worse coverage linebacker than Jerry Davis. I bet you. I'll bet money on that. I'm telling you, he's a worse coverage linebacker than Jerry Davis, and we all wanted him. We think the grass is so much greener until you realize it's AstroTurf. Okay? Just saying.
Big Mike, what you got to close this out?
Man,
more playing time or trade bait?
I think unfortunately he's trade bait. Just because if you look, they signed Taylor Decker, which you sign him, but they ain't said nothing about signing Jared Davis. So I think Jared Davis is just playing for another team. And to what J-Mo said, man, the reason why, because I'm one that's been hard on Jared Davis. I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm not even gonna pretend like everything's peachy over here or nothing, man. The one thing I didn't like about Jared Davis is he always ran around blockers.
Pause. Hell no. Timeout. Flag on the play. Whistle on the play. Unnecessary hating and lies. No. I'm calling. No.
I'm telling you.
No.
There's a lot. I'm not gonna say every time.
Let her get it out.
I'm not gonna say every time, but it was a lot of times where if you just stuck your helmet in the hole and filled the hole, somebody else can make the tackle and you would stop the play. But a lot of times, Jared Davis tried to go around and avoid that initial contact. And I think now, because he got a little bit more weight on him, he's more willing to take that contact and more willing to stick his head in that hole. But he wasn't really the best tackler because I think he was moving so fast that he couldn't corral himself. you know what I'm saying, to stop and to make tackles. But I think he's learned a lot from Jamie Collins too about being a
What?
pure athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he has to it because there's no explanation of what Jared Davis has failed to do for like 3 years, and now all of a sudden he's just put it all together like that. Like it's like nah, like he's shown flashes, yes, of great play, but he hasn't put it all together. And right now he's putting it all together. So either him not getting the contract, it was smart because it put him on notice. Let me get my body right. As we all seen, his body is right. Let me get my skills up or whatever. But he's not the same player right now that he was before. And if y'all try to say that he was, y'all playing yourselves, man. He's totally different. He's
better,
focused. Huh? Yeah, he's better. Yes, he is. I will get he's better. Way better. This Jared Davis
right.
is taking blocks on head on. Taking them like he ain't never did.
I mean, okay. Hold on.
Wait, no, wait. Not only was my video just from last year. My video was just from last year. I didn't even include the other seasons. This is not Kurt.
Go ahead,
Jim. J-Mo. I think we got to take Mike to the doctor. I think he got a concussion.
Mike is good. But no, I was gonna say but what you saying is why I wouldn't move him, because my personal opinion, I'm not going to even look at all of the nuances and stuff like you. I'm just gonna look at he had 2 good seasons and he had 1 bad one, and this year he's looking like he got better because we saw the jump from 1 to 2. 3 was an injury-riddled season, out of position. If you want to blame him for it, go ahead. But that's why we should keep him. And, I mean, yeah, he's probably trade bait because I know some team is salivating over him right now. But I don't understand, like, why wouldn't we sign him to a deal, especially when his value isn't high and we can get a deal for a nice amount of money. And, you draft future linebackers, but I think it should work. And I'm telling you, man, I just don't want to give up on him and then see him just ball somewhere else.
Yeah. I
want y'all to get one thing clear real quick. I don't think we should trade him, but I do think he's on the trade block.
Yeah. Now listen, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about this idea that he don't take on blockers. Like I don't know what you're talking. This idea that he's learned from Jamie Collins, a guy who literally takes plays off and does not play hard all the time. Hell, he's so stupid and didn't want to play. He headbutts a referee and get ejected. First game. Second game against Green Bay. He literally walked through the entire game. Walked through. No effort, no nothing. Absolutely. Now, let's go back to Jared Davis. You tell me, how does a guy who don't take on sacks finishes 3rd amongst all linebackers, 32? All. That means the outside linebackers, inside linebackers, and all. Finish 3rd in sacks. But he don't take on blocks.
That was 2018, right?
No. Stay with me. We taking the entire draft class from 2017's draft class. With 32 linebackers taken. He's the only one in that draft class. The only one in that draft class as an inside linebacker with 10 sacks. The only one. In that draft class, he's only 2nd behind Zach Cunningham in solo tackles. But he's not taking on blockers? This is a farce. This is not true.
I'm not saying that he don't do it all the time. I'm saying I've seen many a times.
Sometimes as a linebacker, listen, stay with me, Mike. Sometimes as a linebacker, my job is to force everything back towards the middle of the field where there's more people. So sometimes I need to get to the outside, leave that shoulder free while I force everything back in. That's not him trying to go around the blocker. Okay. But if you look at my film, where it shows all his plays just from 2019, he's blowing people up. I mean, straight blowing them up. This is not me just being funny. He's destroying blockers. In fact, that's his best trait.
Yeah, I'm convinced Luke like Jerry Davis as much as I like Matthew Stafford. Like, cause this sound like
You sound. You
since
sound
he entered the
passionate.
league, 40,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing with him. Like,
He.
this is hilarious to me.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm letting y'all go right now.
With it, but on the real, man, like Jared Davis did do a lot of running around. Like he did take himself out of position to go around and try to use his speed to make tackles when all he had to do was just stand there, stick his head in there, and let his other players make the tackle.
What game?
For him to plug the game. A lot of games. I can't name one that happened a lot.
If it happened a lot, you should be able to name one. I would think if it happened rarely, you wouldn't be able to name it.
It happened every game last year, man. Like not this year.
Oh
but
my
last year,
sweet baby Jesus! You know what? This reminded me of when I was. Shout out to Andrew and Real for the Real Detroit Lions fan. This reminded me when Andrew was telling me like, yeah, man, Jared Davis gave that touchdown up the middle, and I'm like, no, he did. Yeah, he did. And I had to go and show him the film in slow mo to show him. And he did. And all he can say after seeing the film was, "Well, he still sucks."
You talking about the touchdown that Jamie Collins gave up? That one?
Yeah, that's the one Jamie Collins gave up. Because if you look at that play, what happened? Jared Davis destroyed the blocker and forced the runner directly where he's supposed to go to the middle of the field. And Jamie Collins was just like, "Oh my God, he's really running this way. Oh my God, I have to put my makeup on." Like it's
man, I'm not messing with you.
I mean, I don't listen, man. Listen, it's no way. It's no way, bro. Like I'm telling you, just listen. I can listen when we get off of this stream, or maybe tomorrow we could possibly do it. But sometime tomorrow, I will sit down with you and show you all of his snaps, and you will not see what you think you're saying. I can go through all of his snaps, and you will not see this.
All right, so I feel you. All right, so if you're in the chat, make sure you go ahead and get your questions in. We're gonna do a couple more questions here, and then we're gonna go to the fan chat before we get ready to transition to some other fan questions. But here's a question that I have for the group, and I think I know the answer because this is the position group I like. But do the Lions actually need Desmond Trufant this season, or should they move on from him? J-Mo, you up first.
Okay, wait. So you mean like get rid of him during the season? What? Look, do we need Trufant? Yeah, but the thing is, let me just talk about the elephant in the room. We shouldn't have drafted Okuda, bro. Like, I like look.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
I kept telling y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be mean about this all season. I kept telling y'all how good Amani was gonna be. I was like, he that dude. He gonna be a stud. And y'all like, I don't know, man. I ain't seen enough. I'm like, bro, this man picked up Aaron Rodgers. Slay never did that. Something different about this dude. So, and I think he's gonna be even better next season. And when I'm looking at Okuda, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like he might give up a big play, but he's a good football player. That's what I'm looking at him as. But the reason why you're saying like, well, we don't really need Desmond Trufant is because we got Okuda and Amani. And if we didn't draft Okuda, we would need Trufant. And my thing is, if you drafting Okuda, then don't get Trufant. But this is what they wanted to do. But I'm not going to move off from him because let's not forget DB. You can never have enough good DBs, and I would love a DB core at all times.
I got you on that one.
Right.
I was looking at, to be honest with you, I was looking at his play on the field.
I mean, he's been all right, but has he been worse than Okuda? Can't really say that. And if he hasn't been worse than Okuda, then he's going to be out there. I don't mean to put it like so simply, but Amani's clearly been the best outside cornerback. But him and Okuda is like, it's like, eh. So, you know.
He can't stay on the field, can't stay healthy.
Nah.
That's been his issue for a while now, since he's been in the league, especially down in the last couple of years in Atlanta. So OMG, what you got, man?
Y'all know I hate to pick, right? I'm with J-Mo. I hated the Okuda pick. I just didn't want it. Like I was like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like I just didn't want it at all, man. And I believe Amani is the number one. And man, I mean Trufant, I think Trufant is he's injury prone, so Trufant is like carry on, you know what I'm saying? So
damn, that's a good analogy, bro. Because carry on is solid, but he always hurt.
Thank you. I mean, thank you, man. But I feel like Desmond's good, but he's always injured. And then I mean, I still just don't like the Okuda pick, man. I'm gonna be biased against it. Just whatever you say, anything towards Okuda, I'm like, no. You know
but
what
it's
I'm
not
saying?
an attack on Akuda though, because
I
do think he's a good football player.
I mean, we talk about keeping Trufant on the roster, taking up money, and been on the sideline for half the season.
Yeah, but we bring up Akuda because you only thinking about that because we got Akuda.
Yeah,
and I mean,
actually,
it's simple.
I really wasn't thinking about Okuda. I was thinking about we spent this money on this on this free agent, and he hasn't produced. That's where I'm at.
And where you want to send him?
Man, stay where you at.
I mean, I'm just saying, like if we are trading him, where are we trading him?
He hasn't impressed me. He hasn't impressed me even when he was on the field. I release him.
Dang.
I mean, but having depth at the cornerback.
No, man, you can't. I was about to say you can't release him. Though.
I get what
you got to get value. You got to get value.
You got to get value from him. You can trade him, but at this point,
I'm with you. Never know who's gonna get hurt, man. Like seriously. So
hell yeah, I do know who's gonna get hurt. Trufant.
Hey,
oh man!
Hey, Trufant can't get hurt. Hey, Trufant can't get hurt if he ain't on the field, dog.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, because he already hurt. He already hurt. That boy hamstring been hurt since he was a toddler. All right, Luke G.
I mean, listen. J-Mo made a very good point. It just further proved that we should have never took him in the first place. And it was further proof that the Lions make these kind of mistakes all the time, going out getting people just so they can say that they got them. And I'm like, you're not even giving your players on your team an opportunity to play. So how do you know what you have? It's funny to me because, when you look at certain players, Philip Lindsay got in by destiny. It took a bunch of injuries for him to get in. He seized the moment. You go through and look at some of the other people, like the John Randalls. He was said to be too small, right? But they perform. And when I look at Desmond Trufant, in my opinion, he was somebody that when we took him, I remember, I forgot who I was debating. Probably was Andrew. And I was like, bro, Desmond Trufant, he ain't nothing special. Like seriously, he cool, but we're not finna act like this. And if you're gonna take a cornerback, then you should, what's the point of bringing in Desmond Trufant if you're gonna take a cornerback? And to me, it was just stupid. That's one reason. The second reason is if you're gonna keep putting Tracy Walker in the box like Tavon Wilson, you might as well have took the guy who can actually do that. And Isaiah Simmons, who is being underutilized because his defensive coordinator is an idiot. So, I mean, it's just funny to me how we look at it. So is he needed on the team? Yeah, we got too many injuries. I mean, let's be honest. But would it have made more sense to utilize that money somewhere else and to do something different? Because the truth is, if you were going to take Okuda, you were picking third. Nobody ahead of you was taking a damn cornerback. So what did you think that you felt the need as a general manager that you had to take this guy? It just doesn't make sense to me. And so I'm with you. When the season over with, I'll be trying to get him out of town.
Bro, it's called working ass backwards because they wanted to get Okuda so we can bring him along. Well, yeah. It ain't no bringing him along because Trufant can't stay on the field.
You draft him.
That was the you don't. And that was why I was so mad about picking Okudah. It's like you don't do both.
Mm-hmm.
You either draft a corner and not get one in free agency, or you get one in free agency and call it a day. You don't double up at a position that's not prime. And it's nothing on Okudah. I love him as a player, but it was just stupid. And now you see how stupid it was.
Right.
Yep.
All
Jim,
right.
close it out, my man.
I got 14 million reasons why Trevon has to stay. That's his guaranteed money. He has $21 million money, for a 2-year deal.
Yeah,
the guy's a veteran presence, which should help second year Amani Owarie and Okudah. I'm not going to go on Okudah. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just saying that, and they signed him. That was a dumb move in the first place. I don't know. I think they felt like they needed a veteran presence starting two rookies, and maybe he's a very good leader. I don't really know. I just know there's 14 million guaranteed and 21 million over 2 seasons. You can't just cut them, and you can't trade them. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. I feel you on that one. With the whole thing with Trufant, I was skeptical when they signed him from Atlanta just because of the injury history. I was just like, in the Lions, and Bob Quinn has had this history of bringing in players that are injured, coming off an injury. Look at some of the free agents that we brought into the Lions. A lot of guys coming off an injury.
Yep.
And it's like,
drafting people who are injury prone.
It's just like, why are you bringing these guys to the team that are coming in hurt? So you have to nurse them before you get them before you can get them on the field in the first place.
Yep.
So I mean, that's a problem with this regime. All right, Luke G, this question is your question. So with the trade deadline looming.
Oh, no, my bad. That question is from the general view. That's his question.
Okay, general view's question. So let's get this going. All right, from the general view, with the trade deadline coming up and Bo coming off of the injured reserve, what are the chances Kerryon gets traded? Well, I'll go to you first, Luke, since you brought this to me from the general field review.
Listen, I'm gonna put it like this. I don't trust. Let me say it again. I don't trust Bob Quinn to make any moves this season. They cannot be buyers. They cannot be sellers. You can't buy or sell a damn thing until you get a winning season and a legit change in what's going on since you started this dumpster fire. I don't trust you to make the decision, because I know for a fact that not only did you go against your own formula, you want to get your own formula for a guy that now we're talking about. Like, hey, we got this guy. Why do we get Dash Trufant? You just keep doing stuff randomly for no reason. And not only do I not trust you to make these moves, when it came time for you to make the decision, your staff said Tua or Isaiah Simmons. That's what your entire scouting staff said, but most of them leaning towards freaking Simmons, right? Your head coach wanted Derek Brown. You took the cornerback. So as far as I'm concerned, the chances of him trading Kerryon Johnson, I don't trust him to do it. And if the Lions are smart enough to trade him, and I got to put a percentage on it happen, 0. I don't think they're going to make the move, even though they probably should. But I don't trust him to make the trade and get the right pick, because, I mean, let's be honest. What is he going to really get for Kerryon at this point? How is he? I don't take him as a guy who's a good salesman. So, no, I'm good on that. The chances of them trading, 0.
All right, Jim.
I think you have to have a partner. I don't know who wants him.
Yeah.
What is he worth? At this point, all he is an injury-prone running back that doesn't really gain a whole lot of yards. There's quite a few of those in the league right now, and I don't really think people need somebody like that on their team.
Yeah.
I've always liked Kerryon Johnson as a running back, but he just never stays healthy, and that's the thing for me, guys. I don't think number one, I don't think we're going to be sellers, but I don't think anybody wants him.
Right, I got you. I think his biggest attribute this season has been in the passing game. So he's being a good pass blocker. So that's
a good pass blocker.
Biggest attribute. OMG, what you got with Kerryon?
Yeah, really quick. So Kurt, really quick. So you're just saying that we basically drafted in the second round of fullback?
Pretty much.
No, what he's saying is we
No.
brought Adrian Peterson to the team, and now he don't got no snaps. That's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
that's pretty much
Oh, okay. Well, tell me something good.
That's what happened.
Tell me.
We all know if AP wasn't here, Carry-On would be the guy. But AP here, like I said, just like Marvin Hall and Agnew, you got to get in where you fit in, dog, because it's hard out here.
Yeah, but when they're giving him carries, he's not gaining any yards.
Yeah. No, he gained some yards last week.
Not really. I mean, he gave Swift the ball, and it was a totally different thing.
Right. OMG, what you got, man?
Man, honestly, I just don't like. I feel like Jim, man. I don't see no buyers for Carry-On. Like maybe a compensatory pick. You know what I'm saying? I mean that's about it, man. I just don't see nobody willing to give up anything for Carry-On. You know what I'm saying? So Carry-On's just kind of, he's gonna be a free agent.
What is his trade value? I'm curious to know what you think it as
like right now.
Yeah,
right now.
A 6 maybe.
No, it's not that. It's not that low. He's worth like a fifth round pick. Like I think the best we can hope for is a third, but with the injury history, the lack of snaps, the fact that they know that he's gonna be a free agent, maybe a fifth.
A fifth. J-Mo, what you got to close this one out?
I don't think he's getting traded. He'll probably be a free agent or something, but I definitely think the Lions hold on to him. And I don't know why we would trade him. The NFL is 100% injury sport, and everything looked good until somebody go down. I could name you all of the positions on the team I felt so great about, but the moment Slay went down, I was having nightmares. Glover Quinn never really got hurt, but if Glover Quinn went down, I'm terrified. You know, we lose Sue for a game, and I feel like I'm not gonna wish nothing on our running backs, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, we gotta have an insurance policy, and my insurance policy is not gonna be Bo Scarborough because he gets injured even more than Carry-On does, and he's not as versatile. So, but if they want to trade him, I'm not gonna trip about it. But we gotta be a little bit smart here when it comes to having somebody, next man up, because if something happens and he's not on the team and we got to use some guy off the street, we're gonna be like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna trade him for that reason. And he is a good pass blocker, and I think they definitely value that.
Yeah, we let two kind of young stars kind of run out the door this season.
Both on the same team too.
Jason Huntley, we just let him out the door.
Oh no, yeah, Ty Johnson had two 20-yard runs versus the Dolphins, I think.
Yeah, just let him out the door. All right. The last of our questions for the panel, and then we'll go to the fan questions. Last one. Give me your record predictions for the next 3 games. The Lions play the Falcons, Colts, and Vikings to close out the second quarter of the season. So, Jim, you up first. Your record prediction for the next 3 games.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Luke
Yep.
G?
I hate when Jim come in. Jim don't even give you no segue. He just come right 1 and 2. Yep, lock it in. no type of slow slide up. Ain't no foreplay. No, 1 and 2. Jim don't even be. He ain't sugarcoating nothing. How the Lions this season? They suck. Next question. Like, what do you think about Matt Patricia? What I don't think about is the question. That's what you should be asking.
Right.
Like, man. Go ahead.
Your record predictions for the next 3 games: Falcons, Colts, Vikings. What would the Lions go through on that stretch?
If Patricia's still here, I'm gonna say probably 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
If Patricia gets fired, I'll probably say 2 and 1. I think some things would be different because I've already seen some things different when he allowed his defensive coordinator to actually call his defense and the offensive coordinator to call his offense. So, yeah, I think it depends on if Patricia's here or not. I mean, look, the Falcons fired they beat their brakes off of the Packers. You know,
Right,
go down to Houston. Houston fired Bill O'Brien. They get a win. Like it's a convincing one. So I'm just saying, I suspect if that happens, we can do the same thing.
Okay, I got you. OMG, what's your record prediction for the next 3 games?
That's very insightful.
It was 1-2. It was 1-2. It was 1-2. But these players play for Patricia when his back is on the wall, against the wall. So that's why I put in that extra victory, because the Lions always do something that we just don't see. They always end up winning some games that we just don't think they can. And they give us false hope because they end up losing the games that we think they should win. So I say they go 2-1.
2-1.
You know what? I love what you said, Mike, because you said they always play the hardest when they back against the wall. I think I figured out why that is. Most of them people that's doing it because they know that they're not starters on any other team but this one. Like Deron Harmon is not a starting safety. He's not a starting. I don't care what nobody say. Deron Harmon is not a starting safety. This man, I'm telling you, man. When y'all see this film, y'all gonna be like, "Wow, this dude has a habit of breaking down 5 yards away from the target. He has a habit of literally slowing himself down and waiting for stuff to come to him. Like, he's not a starting safety. So yeah, when he better, play his butt off. But let's be honest, how many of these people on this team will be starters somewhere else?
That's a good point.
Some of the O-line probably.
I think a lot of people are starters. It's a lot of bad football teams. A lot of them will be starters. True.
Yeah.
Will Harris ain't starting on nobody team. Deron Harmon ain't starting on nobody team.
Will Harris not starting
on
Deron.
But Deron Harmon is, and he wouldn't be a starter on nobody else's team.
That's your opinion.
How's it my opinion? He was in New England for 7 years, and they drafted like 7 safeties. If that's my opinion, then guess what? Bill Belichick shared my view. so that's
Deron Harmon gets turnovers. That's valued in his league. So he can end his year with 4 or 5 picks. Like, some team will take a beat on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, J-Mo, what's your record prediction for those next 3 games?
It's very simple. If we beat Atlanta 3-0, if we lose 1-2, because I'm with OMG. This team, whenever I'm like, all right, fold, they like, no, we good. So, and we gonna see what happens this week. That'll show me all I need to see. We go out and dominate Atlanta. Wow, how did that happen? We lose. Great. Patricia's gone. Yeah, like same energy. But you know me, like I said, I don't do regular positions. I go week by week. But I'm telling you though, everybody might not agree, but if they find a way to win Sunday by more than 10, I think they can win the next 2 games.
Okay, good take. I got him at actually. I think I got him at 2-1 myself. So well, we got one more question, and this was a doozy right here. I like this question. That's why I was kind of saved it for last. And I know OMG. I know this is gonna be right up your alley. So you're gonna go first on this one. Matthew Stafford played a solid game versus the Jags. However, he still missed some throws. What do you think is the cause of his struggles this season?
Oh man, I just think, honestly, I think it's just his body is just playing tricks on him, man. And I know everybody's like, oh, he's back, he's healthy, he's had a full off season, but when you have injuries like that, man, and you got them big D linemen, them big linebackers coming around you and make you start rushing stuff. Like, he's stepping up into the pocket when ain't nobody around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he running into sacks when ain't nobody forcing him over there. I think he just got happy feet, man. He's starting to get the Joey Harrington symptom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, you tripping, bro. I was gonna let you talk, but you tripping.
Please. See, I already know Stafford lover.
He
I
is
know
not
Stafford
getting
lover.
no inherited syndrome.
No, I'm not saying he's that bad, but he's starting to develop. Listen, you can't let your love for Stafford
You
blind
say
you.
he's starting to
You
develop
can't.
happy feet.
I'm
No,
not
bro.
saying he is though.
No.
He
He's
is.
not.
He is. The
No,
proof
bro.
is why does he keep overthrowing players in J-Mo? Why does he keep underthrowing players? Why is he running in the
Bro,
sack?
the Lions lead the league in drop passes, and we have 4 on Sunday.
Look, you've been saying that, but you've been saying that now for like
It's
4
facts.
years.
I haven't been saying that for 4 years. What are you talking
the
about?
thing is, but you've been saying, all right, they keep running the sack. They keep dropping passes. We all know they keep dropping passes. But Stafford is starting to
does that not affect the stats?
Yeah, it is a fact. But Stafford is more and more overthrowing and underthrowing players. You know what I'm saying? More and more because he's rushing throws. Why is he rushing throws? Because he's nervous because he got his back broke the last 2 years.
In 2018, when he wasn't playing well, he just had happy feet. He just wasn't playing well.
I'm saying
he's healthy. My man had a 17-yard run, and you still trying to say he
had broken vertebrae the last 2 years, J-Mo.
And
he's getting nervous.
He's not getting nervous. No, he's not, bro.
You telling me you get your back broke 2 straight years and you fine? You ain't got nothing on your mind, huh?
I'm telling you,
You just out there loosey goosey. You just out there loosey goosey, ready to throw the ball around like
bro.
You in the backyard. No, you're not.
This the same dude that threw a pass on a broken shoulder, bro. Come on, man. Like this guy is different.
But this is not. But look, how old is he now?
He's still a young quarterback. He's 32 years old.
He's not young. He's been punished behind these whack O-lines. So he's not that old. Like he's more like 35, 36.
That's your opinion. That's not fact.
He's been getting, man.
That's your opinion. That's not fact.
Love for Stafford.
I'm not letting my you said this man was getting Joey Harrington happy feet. I'm not gonna let that fly.
I'm not saying that he's
all right. Ding 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 ding. All right, listen. Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here.
All right, man.
Let me jump in here. I hate to say this. I hate to say this like this. Hold on. Wait a minute. I hate to say this, but Mike is right.
No, he's not.
I can show you in film where, and it's not just me saying it. His coaches even said that he's having problem with his footwork. He is doing things in a clean. Hold on, wait, J-Mo. When you don't listen, you're gonna miss a whole lot. I'm finna bring it to you.
I don't have to listen if I don't agree with you. No matter.
Okay, listen.
It's gonna convince me of it.
Then let me tell the people why Mike is making a very good, solid point. Then you ain't gotta listen, but I'll tell the people.
Man. You know, Jordan Harrington.
The bottom line is this: I can physically show you guys in real time right now where this man is in a clean pocket and is literally doing things for no reason, like stepping up for no reason, not stepping up when he's supposed to, taking off and running. And you're like, bruh, it's a guy open. There was plays where people was open and this guy would not calm himself down to do anything. His footwork has been terrible, and that's the problem because he was used to being hit. Now he got clean pockets and stuff, and he's not even delivering the ball appropriately. He's missing people that he wasn't missing before. That's part of it. I think the other part of it is he feels the pressure to try to keep drives alive because I don't think he trusts his defense. I think that defense was that bad that he was forcing some passes. But the other part of it is I've noticed that in this season more than any other season, he is staring down his goddamn targets to high heaven. He's not even going through progressions, and that is on film. That ain't my opinion. That is not nothing more than what the film say. I can show you in every single game where this man literally is doing things, and I'm like, you got a clean pocket. Why are you doing this? If it's not happy feet, what is it? He thinking about the next baby he gonna have? I mean, what is it?
It's bro. He had to, bro. It's not when you mention Joey Harrington. I'm gonna draw the line straight up. Like we're not going there. And we talked about the happy feet. The coaches talked about it. And what happened on Sunday? Where were his feet? They were great. Okay. So what are we talking about?
His feet wasn't great on Sunday. What are you?
Yes, they were.
He's 19 to 31, bro. Like, are we really gonna do this?
5 drop passes, bro.
Okay, so 5 drop passes out of 31.
What? He can't make 6 passes in a football game?
But
Okay.
What?
My bad, because I started this. Maybe I could have used another person besides Joey Harrington. Would
no,
that have
man,
changed
listen,
your
it don't
whole
matter.
mind?
Listen, people, listen.
It
We gotta stop. We gotta stop looking at the small things to try to harp on. The bottom line is his footwork sucks. The bottom line is he's missing targets, and the bottom line is he is doing things in a clean pocket that you cannot explain why he's doing. That's all the truth. There's nothing about that that's debatable.
And his receivers lead the league in drops. That's also the truth. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? It's the truth.
You did say, hey, now to J-Mo's point, and to your point as well, Luke. You did say two things could be right at the same time.
True.
Yeah.
And listen, but the drops ain't what's causing him to look bad. That ain't got nothing to do with why he looking bad. That's not it. When you look at Stafford, like I'm telling you, he literally had a wide open DeAndre Swift, and he's choosing to take the more dangerous throw in coverage.
It was a touchdown.
I don't care. It was still dangerous.
It's a touchdown.
So hold on. So as long as they score, you don't care what the mistake was.
No, they scored.
I know. And you know who else don't care? Defensive players who sit there and follow those habits. And now we getting batted up passes and stupid stuff with stupid interceptions because he's not following his right progression. You right. That's what happens.
And who won the game? Exactly.
We lost. What are you talking about? When he did all that, we lost. That was against the Bears.
Defensive players blocking interceptions. I thought you was talking about the Jaguars.
No, I'm talking about in that game against the Bears. DeAndre Swift was wide open. DeAndre Swift was wide open. He threw the ball to somebody else, and yes, it was a touchdown. There's another play. There's another play where Adrian Peterson was wide open, and he threw the ball to T.J. Hockenson in coverage.
And he dropped the pass. Wide open in the end zone for the game winner. He dropped the pass.
It's funny. It's funny how I'm talking about Stafford and you want to talk about everybody else. See, this is what people don't like the fact.
He missed a pass to DeAndre Swift, but they scored a touchdown. What are we talking about, bro?
We talking about a guy who came in the next week against Green Bay with the same mistake, and it ended up in interceptions and a blowout because he was not doing what he's supposed to. He was overthrowing, underthrowing, and throwing wide, throwing high, throwing low. It was not accurate. He has a problem with his feet.
In the first quarter of Green Bay was solid. He didn't throw that pick to the second half, and then Aaron Jones had a 50-yard touchdown run. What are we talking about?
Listen, Stafford is Jesus. Water is purple, and the sky is yellow. I give.
We gonna mention that man with Joey Harrington. We gonna act like his team hadn't been letting him down. DeAndre Swift drops a whole touchdown pass, but don't nobody give a fuck.
Whole touchdown pass. Before we got to the whole touchdown pass, I
don't care, bro. Like
I know you don't, because you just want to defend this guy.
You gotta make that play.
Listen. Right now, yes or no? Is Stafford playing to the way that Stafford been playing? Yes or no?
Yes or no? Do we lead the league in drops?
See, this is what you call deflecting. This is a simple question, J-Mo. It's a simple question, J-Mo. No, listen, because in truth, J-Mo, you don't need all this explanation. Yes or no? Is Stafford playing good this season?
Yes, he's playing solid.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Next question.
Let me say
He's
something.
delusional. Next
question. Bro. Y'all
Jim.
standard for Stafford is so damn high that when he plays like a normal quarterback, y'all act like he playing trash.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, J-Mo.
That's fucking ridiculous, bro.
Go ahead,
his completion percentage for his. Let me do it. His completion percentage for his whole career is 62.4. You know what it is right now? 60.7. He's been almost as accurate he's been his whole career. I know he's been
false, Jim.
No, it isn't false.
I'm gonna tell you why it's false, Jim.
I'm looking at it right now.
Jim, I'm gonna tell you why it's false, Jim. I'm gonna tell you why it's false. You're taking into account a guy who joined a team that was 0-16. So there's some falsehoods in there. right?
The
We know that the
60%
first, we know that
percentage is
we know
pretty
that the
good.
first two
You're
seasons.
going to tell
We
me
know
it's
that
not?
hold on, listen.
No,
We know
no,
that
no,
the
wait
first
a
two
second.
seasons.
Wait.
The first two. Hold on, Jim. The first two seasons, he only played 13 games. He only played 13 games, Jim, in the first two seasons, right?
Okay, we're talking about a 12-year career where he has a 62.4 completion percentage. This year he's
Correct.
at 60.7. So how is that so different? How can you make that jump? I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't think he's playing great, but he plays so good for so many years that if he has a slightly off year, everybody's finding out what the problem is. And maybe he's just coming back down to earth. Just a little bit.
Like in 2014, when we won 11-5, Stafford did not play well. He was playing similar to this year, and we won 11 games. So you just have to go by what we're seeing. And I mean, his team leads the league in drops. So if they didn't, he probably would be at that 62% completion percentage.
Right.
Okay,
So, I
know we love Stafford, but let's just go through right now. 2015, 67.2% completion percentage. 2016, 65.3%. 2017, 65.7%. 2018, 66.1%. 2019, he played 8 games, got hurt, still 64.3%. 2020, 60.7. He is declining. He's going the opposite way.
What leader did we lead the league in drops, bro? Do you not know that affects your completion percentage? Like,
it does. But to Luke's point too, I have seen him overthrow people. I've seen him underthrow people this year, and I've seen him hobble in Green Bay. It's possible there's some injury stuff going on.
No, he's fine. My man had a 17-yard run. The man is fine. Like, he's not injured. He's
Superman to me, man. I'll tell you the truth. That dude goes out there and plays with broken backs and stuff, man. I don't know.
So, all right. So, let's.
This was a good one.
I would say this. That was a good.
Guys. My bad, guys.
That's why I put this question last on the panel. Stafford has struggled some this season. He's not playing up to his and I get you, J-Mo. There are some drops, but there's still some overthrows, some underthrows, and his footwork has relapsed this season. At first I wasn't buying the footwork thing, but then I actually looked at the tape. His footwork is off a little bit. It was better this Sunday, but he still had some missed throws. He even said it himself. You can listen to his post-game press conference. He said he left some stuff out there. He wasn't playing up to snuff. So hold
on. Yo, hold on. Mm-hmm. We're not even number one in most drops. We're not even number one.
Well, we Dallas is in the Sunday. Dallas is like 8 drops on Sunday.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. You don't see. You know what?
We were going into Sunday, and we had 4 more drops on that day. Dallas was horrible.
You're right. So hold on. Tampa Bay got a lot of drops. Seriously. Denver. They ain't got nobody over there.
I was about to say, look at that defense.
They ain't got nobody over there. But I'm pointing out to you, there are other teams who have a lot of drops, and their completion percentages aren't dropping off just significantly. He's declining. It is what it is. Yeah, he's declining.
No.
Okay, let me give a shout out to my man, Old Timer Dave. He said, I have to ask, what did y'all say when Rodgers did the same thing last few years?
Exactly. That's my point.
That does mean he's declining. He says same as Stafford, but Aaron Rodgers is having a hell of a season this year. So,
facts. It's the truth.
It's adjusting to what's around you. I brought this up last year. Aaron Rodgers had like the top 5 running game, and it didn't work out for him.
Oh my God, bro! No, we was not giving Aaron Rodgers that. We said he had lost a step. We said he was declining. We said that he was high garbage.
You didn't let me finish my point. Anyway, last year he had a good running game, and it just didn't work out for him this year. This year they have to depend on him more, like they've always done. And now Aaron Rodgers is back to himself. Besides last week, of course, but it's the same thing with Stafford. He just has to adjust a bit. Like, I'll bring up 2014 again. I'm like, he wasn't that good that year, and we went.
That was 6 years ago.
What do you mean? That was 6 years.
That was 6 years.
That doesn't refute. That doesn't refute
6
my
years ago,
point.
I didn't even have kids, bro. That's 6 years ago. Like,
I can go. You want me to go back to last year when he was balling out?
Hey.
Like what are you talking about?
He
Man,
said, I ain't had kids.
I'm just saying. I got two now.
Go right back
6
to
years
last
ago, I ain't
year.
even had kids. I got two now. I'm just
Go
saying.
right back to I don't care when you had kids, man. That don't refute my
Man.
point. that don't refute my
man.
point at all.
man, I am. Hey,
Listen, people. Just FYI, we not personal. We having fun talking sports, people.
Yeah,
Do not think we serious, but we having some fun talking sports.
this is probably the most fun I've had on one of these in a while, man.
I can't believe it. I had two in the chamber.
Man. That question was meant to spark some interest. So you guys,
No, I mean, but J-Mo said it. Like Jared Davis kind of sparked something in me. Stafford sparked J-Mo. So
it only sparks.
right
I
there.
wouldn't have said a word if he didn't say Joey Harrington, bro. He would have been like,
Yeah, he would.
If OMG was like, his footwork is getting a little. I'm telling you, if OMG was like, footwork is getting a little.
But all I was doing was comparing the happy feet.
But when you
The
said
happy
Joey
feet
Harrington,
Stafford.
no.
But that's
Should've
not
said
what
the
I wasn't
Penguin show
comparing
instead.
nothing. I wasn't comparing nothing but the happy feet that he was starting to get. They kind of remind me of Joey a little bit.
No. Joey Harrington happy feet. No, Joey Harrington happy feet is a different level. It's a different level of happy feet, bro.
Not the arm, not the willing to take it. None of that. I'm talking about the happy feet. It's starting to resemble Joey a little bit.
No, it's not.
J-Mo says blasphemy right there. That is blasphemy.
No. We ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that. But hopefully Stafford can get on track here the next couple games. He plans a couple of defenses that they can give up some yards in the passing game. Definitely Atlanta secondary. He can put some good numbers against them. So
right. You know what? Hey, hold on one second, Kurt. You kind of did that on purpose. Cause you did, because you know how I feel. And you was like, Mike. He was like, Mike, what's your take on this? I'm like, oh shit. So you set me up.
Hey man, I just try to spark a good conversation, man. You know how we do it.
Right.
Hey, everybody in the chat, man, I appreciate you guys giving us some comments there. You guys are cracking me up over in the chat as well. We having some fun tonight. That being said, we appreciate everyone right here. Please subscribe to our channel over here at the Die Hard Den podcast and support the DSA. There's some wonderful people with some great content over there. My man Luke G does a great job breaking it down. OMG kills it on his podcast. J-Mo do his thing on the Lions and the Pistons as well. My partner over at the Die Hard Den, Shawnee J, does it big. But my other partner in crime, my man Jim Bordeaux at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We bringing you the heat every day at lunchtime. So check out our show, Detroit Lions Talk, lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. We do it big over there, man. It is so much fun. So check us out. We get you 20 minutes while you're eating your burger. Take a look at our video and check out our content. So, hey, it is time for the final thoughts of today. So, Jim, you up first. Give me your final thoughts on today's show.
I just want to say to everybody in the chat, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love the fiery debates. I think this is so much fun when we can disagree rather than just agree all the time. I love that. I really do. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody who's liked the video and subscribed to the channel, because it is worth it. And I really appreciate, like I said, each and every one of you, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
All right. OMG, what you got, my man?
Yeah, man, I just want to say shout out to everybody for tuning in and being a part of the chat, man. Y'all, big shout out to y'all, man. And I just want to say, man, I'm just happy to talk Lions, man. And I'm glad to be, to kind of be back, man, and get some time off, man, and talk Lions with my fellas, man. And it's good, man. And hopefully, hopefully we have a good outlook for the rest of the season.
All right. J-Mo, what you got, my man?
Don't like what I'm about to say. I don't like what I'm about to say, but if the Lions beat Atlanta, they're going on a real winning streak. You can, hey, hate to say it, but I ripped me apart. But
Okay.
but besides that, pay Kenny Galladay. I'll keep saying it until y'all tell me y'all won't do it.
Okay.
This is a great show today. It's good to get a Lions win, as I say. Even though I said what I said, we don't know when the next win will come, so enjoy it. But we'll see what happens. And I feel like this team. I've been watching this team, and they don't give up as much as I would think they would. So we'll see what happens. And shout out to Kurt. This is his first show. I mean, we got 20 plus people in the chat.
Absolutely,
All of you guys
absolutely.
should be subscribed. All of you guys should be subscribed to his channel, no matter what. Shout out to everyone. And last thing I'm gonna say, Matt Patricia, I need you to do one thing. Just stay out the way, bro. Go over there in the corner and let your coordinators coach. And you go over there in the corner and don't lose the damn game. And if you do that, we'll be all right.
All right.
I'm telling you, that's the only reason we got 2 wins is because he did what I just said in both of those games. He went in the corner and he let his coordinators coach, and we won. So
there you go. I feel you on that one, my man. Hey, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Before Luke G closes it out, I want to thank everyone again. Subscribe to the channel. Go over to our Facebook page. Check it out. Shauna J does a great job over there keeping you informed at the Die Hard Den podcast. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. Luke G, take us home, baby.
Hey, again, first of all, shout out to you for hosting it. You did a phenomenal job. You let us go when we wanted to go. J-Mo, we've been around each other way too long. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this, all right? But I enjoyed them debates between you and Mike with this Jared Davis talk. But anyway, good people, I want to end this on a high note. I always want to end on a positive note. Today's positive note comes from a Detroit native. He wasn't born in Detroit, but he was raised in Detroit, went to school to Michigan State, and I follow him. I like what he's doing. That's one Mr. Eric Thomas. Now, Eric Thomas says that success breeds weakness because you lack stamina. Success breeds weakness because you lack stamina. You turn around, you get to your goal, and you sit there on it and get content and comfortable. The problem with that is you lack stamina. And with lack of stamina means you have lack of drive. If you lack drive, you don't know where you're going. The problem is that we have to find a way to draw a line in the sand and then determine how far can we get away from it. Don't stop at the line. Don't sit there and act as if though crossing the line means that that's the finish line. How far can you put it behind you? That's stamina. So when you're sitting up there trying to figure out what you're going to do with yourself, remember that the only way you can get it done is if you have stamina. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you subscribe to my man, Die Hard Den podcast with my man Curtis Steele, because if I'm gonna call him Curtis, I'm gonna call him Curtis. And make sure that you hit that like and notification bell so you don't miss no videos. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research. We are out.